Hi guys, welcome to a poorly lit vlog because I just kind of threw this together. I don't know what noises you can hear right now. I've got my fan on because it's Florida and I refuse to turn it off around this time of year. And I've got my computer backing up some old data from DVDs that I uncovered recently. It's very old data. So that's whirling away, that's whirling away. I don't know how much of it's in the way, so I'll apologize for any noise or anything too distracting for you. But we've got things to talk about, because it's been a while since my last vlog, and a bunch of things have come up. I've got a lot of questions, people have been pointing out certain things to me, and I wanted to address some of them in particular. Number one, people have been asking me a lot of Kamen Rider stuff lately. What I thought of Wizard, what do I think of Gaim coming up, and then there's an elephant in the room that we will get to. As far as Wizard goes, I'll probably TJ talk that on TJOmega.org, which I am sorry, I'm really bad at updating. It's kind of annoying to update that site, so I've really got to kind of sit down and just kind of get it up to date and just do all the grunt work to get it online and ready to, and actually up to date. It's just really bad of me. But yeah, I'll probably do that because I do want to get the TJ Talks back up and running again. Because I like being able to just sit down and talk, cartoons that I've been watching and what I thought of certain shows and series. And I've been doing a lot of that lately. Caught up on Korra, caught up on the new Turtles, caught up on. I'm not quite caught up on Riders of Berk, which I need to be because the second season's coming out really soon. And there's a bunch of other things that have been coming out that I do want to talk about. Beware the Batman, for instance, which completely, I had a TJ Talks in mind for that for months where I was just outraged over it, and I'm so glad I didn't do it. I'm so glad because that show turned out so much better than I expected. So yeah, as I said, this was last minute decision while my computer was backing up data. So I want to get that back underway. I want to talk some cartoons with you guys again. Just beyond that, Gaim, I'm withholding opinion on the actual show because as goofball as the aesthetics and the theme is, the promos are very straight-faced. They are playing it very serious, so I'm really kind of fascinated now, which direction they're going to go in. Because this could be, more kiddie than Forze, or this could be, the next Kabuto. And you think, well, Kabuto was really serious. Well, yes, but you also had grown men dressed up as bees, beetles, and grasshoppers. So, is fruit really that much of a stretch from that? Just when you really think about it. So I am willing to give it a shot. The toy line, though, that, I am sorry to say, you might see me much thinner on the Kamen Rider toy front for a while because I do want the driver, but I want that for my belt collection. Because I have all the Heisei belts, all the main Heisei belts, I should say. I don't want to break that collection. I want to have the main belt for the new rider, but I'm really not digging the lock seed thing. This fruit chopping thing, and I know it's based on I know it's a cultural difference thing. I know it's a popular toy. It's based on a popular toy in Japan, so I know there's precedent for it over there. Here, it just sounds even weirder than it already is. So I'm not gonna go headfirst into the toys like I usually do, which is good for upcoming things as we'll go on. It doesn't look like it's going to be collectible this year. The lock seeds look a little too big and complicated to be capsule or candy toy release, and the big indicator of that is the memories. Gaia memories are back. In fact, I just bought 5 of the new ones. I bought either Wave 7 or Final Wave 1, depending on how you're numbering them. It's there's 5 common ones. I skipped Shipu and Kirifuda because I'm not paying $50 just because they changed the plastic color. I've got the first ones they made, and I'm sticking to those. The others I can justify, because 14 more just came out, and 14 more are coming out next month, and they're all rider-based. They're Final Form riders, they are Showa-era riders, all the riders that didn't, all since double, basically everyone that didn't get one before. And all the new rider memories that just came out match those, and I thought, that's really cool. I'd like, because they're exactly the style I wanted them to have in the first place. They look like proper Gaia memories. They don't have photos of the riders. They have, like, the actual logos and the Matrix background, and it's exactly what I wanted them to be in the first place. Extremely cool. So I'm really looking forward to this. I love, as people probably found out, I love my Gaia memories, so I'm really happy to see them back. 14 in a single wave is a little much, especially when it looks like 3 of them are going to be rare, so that's going to cost a pretty penny. And yes, I do know Stronger has a memory now. I love that, but at the same time, the sound effects are not Stronger. That is not his transformation sound. I don't know where they pulled it from. I've got a triple change henshin belt that I reviewed that has Stronger as one of the options. And going back and watching the show more recently and playing that belt more recently, that's the accurate sound effect. It's playing the proper noise. And I don't know why they didn't just use that sound. I don't know why they made up something completely new, but it doesn't work. If it isn't new, someone correct me, because I've watched all the subbed episodes that are out right now, which is like, I can't remember how many episodes are out right now. It's more than 20 though, and I haven't heard that. I haven't heard the noises that Gaia memory makes. So I could be wrong. I'm not the best with the Showa era. So I'm really looking forward to those. So I've got 5 of them on the way right now, just paid for. As soon as someone lists all 14 of the new ones in one batch, I'm buying it. And this will tell you how much I love my Gaia memories. I'm also eyeing Masterpiece Soundwave right now. I'm waiting for ToysRUs.com to restock him. The money is at the ready. And part of me actually went, which one can wait longer, the memories or Soundwave? Because memories do have a high chance of being very difficult to find later, whereas, maybe, I might have, they might make, it might be like Masterpiece, like the new MP Prime, where, it was like 2 or 3 months they were releasing that toy. Because it just kept selling, so, more and more and more. I don't know. We'll see. I want to afford them all. Of course, I want to afford them all. Give me all of them. And impromptu jump cut as my phone went off. That's professionalism for you, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, of course I want everything, and I'm gonna try. I've got something in the works which I also want to discuss here. Toward the end of the vlog, there's something else that I'm gonna be doing. That might actually help me afford all of this stuff, because there's a lot of expensive stuff right now. Beyond that, beyond memories and all that, and yeah, I know there's a big giant box of memories coming out in late March or late April, one or the other. I'm going to try. I'm going to set aside money a little bit every month to kind of soften the blow, and so hopefully, because I would like to own that. I really would, because I'm the Gaia memory guy. I want a complete set. I want them all. I want them all. We'll see. There's other important business to get to, but I'm going to save that toward the end. There's another thing that came up that people have been linking me to because they know me a little too well. So everyone knows by now, you should know, I'm an enormous Mega Man fan. You know, I don't know why I'm wearing this shirt. I've got a Mega Man shirt I should be wearing for this vlog. Enormous fan of Mega Man. You know, probably one of my favorite, probably my favorite platformer series. You know, above the, like Mario and Sonic and all that. Everyone knows that I have this loathing of Capcom over their treatment of their mascot, what should be their mascot character, the character that made their frickin' business in the first place. I'm sorry. I'm going off the rail. I'm going off the rails here. It's like, damn it, Capcom. I'm trying not to let the hate build up. I hope, like, I don't know, there's, you know, okay, Legends 3 they canceled, Universe they canceled, Unlimited they canceled, there was like a Mega Man X reboot that they also canceled behind the scenes. I'm kind of glad, because that thing looked awful. And no plans of a new game, no announcement. You know, when Nintendo showed more love in their announcement trailer for Smash Brothers than Capcom has shown in the last 5 years, that's bad. That's bad. But recently, and I know a lot of people know exactly where I'm going with this, the creator of Mega Man, Kenji Inafune, he has his own production company now, and they are going to put together a new game called Mighty Number 9. And this looks so freaking good. Like, it's very Mega Man in style, and it looks like it's going to be very Mega Man in gameplay. More importantly, it's got the right feel, and it's got the right updates. It's got the kind of updates to it that is like, that's what I wanted Mega Man to evolve into for, you know, the last 10 years. You know, instead of sticking to the 2D, to the like stinted side-scrolling, you know, Mega Man 9 and 10, good games, step backwards. You know, bring it forward. You know, either do a new Mega Man game in like HD sprites, like if you've ever seen, jeez. There's a game on Steam that I should know offhand. It was a really good 2D platform. It was like that extremely smooth sprite animation. Or Muramasa the Demon Blade on the Wii is a great example. Look up the gameplay footage for that, because it looks like you're playing a cartoon. That's how smooth the animation and the sprites are. You know, either make a Mega Man like that, or take him into 3D like a Ratchet and Clank game or something, and one or the other. Evolve him. Bring him out for modern gamers. And it looks like that's what Inafune is doing. He's doing a Kickstarter right now, which doesn't need my promotion, but I'm going to point it out anyway. If it's not linked in the description, go Google for it. It looks so good. And it's what I love is there's a video attached to it where he can't show anything Mega Man. He can't say any of the trademarked terms. Like during the video, he walks into a game store and autographs a few Mega Man cartridges, and they have to blur out the labels because, you know, he can't use anything for that. And he speaks of that in the videos, like he can't use his beloved characters anymore. It's heartbreaking. You know, because, you know, it's the creator being separated from his creation, which is a terrible thing. But throughout the video, there's all these references to Mega Man in various mild, you know, in various incarnations. A lot of the iconic imagery is present. A lot of the symbols and a lot of the memorable scenes are kind of speckled throughout the video. You know, nothing too overt. Well, no, it's overt. It's very overt, but nothing close enough to get a copyright lawsuit started. So it's both a very touching video speaking about his love of these characters and wanting to, you know, create something new that still felt like his old, like his old characters. But at the same time, it's this giant middle finger to Capcom, and it's beautiful that way. screw you, Capcom, I'm gonna do whatever I want, I'm gonna do Mega Man even if I can't call him Mega Man. He's, the game is Mighty Number 9. I like, and they've already got, they've already got the same things going, like rock and roll. They've already got the same puns, because the main character is named Beck, and he's going to have a support character named Call. Beck and Call. Okay. Okay, Japan and their wordplay, I get it. But the game looks phenomenal. It looks like it's going to be really cool. And like I said, it does not need my promotion, because they want $900,000 to start their game, to get the game made and get it on Steam. As of this recording, it's only been up for about 24 hours. They've already got over $700,000. And by the time you see this, I would not be surprised. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say this. By the time you see this, they probably reached that goal already. So that's kind of incredible. The stretch goals go as high as 2.5 million, which would get it released on the Wii U, PS3, basically all the digital formats. It just looks like it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be classic Mega Man feel, but modernized gameplay, and I'm so looking forward to it. So looking forward to it. Like, Inafune is taking all of that bitterness and all of that, just absolute vile that Mega Man fans have for Capcom right now, and he's going to turn it into an enormous boon for himself and his studio. All he needs is that first project off the ground to establish the studio, make a name for himself, and if they reach that goal and get this released to consoles, to like the PS Store or the Nintendo eShop and all that, Capcom are going to look like idiots. For firing him, for getting rid of him, for shelving Mega Man, for not taking advantage of all of this demand that they have inadvertently created by canceling so many games. They cancel all these Mega Man games, and all it does is create more demand for Mega Man. Because now there's outrage, now there's attention, and it's one of the worst things they could have done. Yeah, and if they're not going to take advantage of it, Inafune is, and God bless him for doing it, because it looks like it's going to be an enormous boon for him. Really looking forward to that. So if you haven't seen it by now, it's very hard to be a geek online and not have seen it, but go see it, because, wow. I am so looking forward to that. So looking forward to it. Beyond that, there is one more subject we need to get to. And speaking of things like Kickstarter and whatnot, Doug Walker recently did an Indiegogo. $50,000 he wanted for new equipment for upgrading equipment, getting a new show off the ground, and all that. Okay, he made that goal really easily, so good on him. But I don't know, maybe it put this bad idea in my head. I don't know. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. My computer is really showing its age right now. It's one of the reasons why videos take a little bit longer than I want. It's why they don't quite have as many effects and polish as I'd like. And it's one reason why TJTV isn't up and running as often as it used to, or at all. Let's be honest. TJTV is recorded off of the camera entirely. Everything I do is recorded on camera. That way the audio is consistent through the entire recording. The problem with that is that it usually takes about 45 minutes to an hour to record an entire episode's worth of dialogue. Because I'm terrible at lines. I'm terrible at line reading. Now, this is where the problem comes in. Now, for example, the Scott McNeil panel I just posted, which if you haven't seen, go see it. I know they're not the most popular things, but they are very funny videos. Scott is a hysterical guy to listen to, and it's worth to watch just for the unholy acts done to a Twinkie in that panel. But just as an example, okay, my camera every about 9 minutes or so equals about 2 gigabytes of data on recorded data. The Scott panel was 6 chunks of file like that, so 12 gigs in all. That's a lot. Now, you think, well, all you do is put it in the editor, line it up, and save it. You know, it's not that hard. You know, and it shouldn't be. It should be the easiest thing in the world to edit. Except my computer just physically can't handle processing that much data. Even processing 1-2 gigabyte chunk at a time, my editor crashed 5 times just getting it all processed for editing. That's unacceptable. And that's with something simple. Like, to edit a full episode of TJTV that has very, very tight, very specific editing, it would take so long. TJTV already takes at least 8 hours of working time just to edit. It's a huge, huge video to produce. So to have my footage fighting me the whole time because my computer can't physically handle it is not good. You know, it's, you know, I've honestly been scared to attempt TJTV off of this camcorder. As it is, yeah, we're past 20 minutes on this vlog already. I'm kind of dreading just putting this vlog in the editor. So the computer is ready to be replaced, and it's one of those computers where it's store-bought. It's pretty much maxed out as it is. If I upgrade anything at this point, everything else is going to need to be upgraded anyway, so might as well get the whole, you know, might as well put in a little bit more and get the whole computer and get something ideal that will last me for years. Now, obviously, I collect a bunch of kids' stuff. I collect a bunch of toys, and it's very easy to tell me, well, just stop buying toys and just save it up. You know, pick up, you know, just get the stuff that you have to, cut out all this toy buying crap and just buy that because it's important. Well, number one, if I don't keep up with my toys, I can't keep up with you guys. You know, it's, you know, very hard to keep up the reviews of current stuff and new stuff when I don't have any stuff coming in. And beyond that, little secret, and I'm sure you guys are smart enough to put 2 and 2 together with the commercials for BBTS and HLJ that I post at the beginning of my reviews. All I'll say is I don't pay for as much of this stuff as you think I do. And YouTube doesn't pay well. Okay? Kids at home, don't think this is going to be your job. This is a hobby with benefits, and it will never be anything more. You know, what I make here is pretty much what my spending budget is, because anything made in the real world goes toward keeping this roof over my head. So, that is kind of the financial situation. Now, like I said, with Gaim not having collectibles and with Transformers going kiddified, there's a lot of room for me to set money aside. You know, even if I'm setting aside for the Gaia memories too. You know, I should be able to set aside 50 for one, 100 for the other every month or so, and not be able to miss out on anything big or anything I need to get to show and review for you guys. But that's going to take a long time. You know, if I go that route, I'm at least 10 months off from buying the new computer. Now, the plan right now is in the next week or two, you're going to see a video announcing a new sale. I don't know if the sale is going to go toward either keeping up with the memory collection or covering pre-orders and whatnot while I save up for the computer, or hopefully I can list like 200 toys and make enough money for the computer right away. Who knows? It's just luck of the draw at that point. But I want to make an honest go of it, and I mentioned the Doug Walker Indiegogo because I thought about doing that for this, because, well, I only need 1,500, You know, there's over 17,000 people subscribed to me. You know, it's one of those, well, you know, well, if, you know, every 10th person chipped in $1, I'd already have it. You know, but then again, I have a donate button on my website that has gotten me, $11 since that website went live. So the prospect wasn't too good. You know, so I wasn't going to put much faith in being able to do it that way. Now, I was thinking, well, maybe I could go like the SF Debris route, where like the incentives for it would be like review requests. You know, if you chip in, if you chip in $25, you can pick a toy for me to review, and I'll do a review of it, or and I'll promote you or whatever. $50 get you a plastic attic, that kind of thing. The way he does it. And there's nothing wrong with that either. It works for him, it works for him. Good for him. But, I don't know. In the end, I feel like it's, even though the computer is a work tool, and the whole reason for purchasing it is to produce videos better, faster, to do stuff that I wouldn't normally do because it's beyond what my computer's capable of. It doesn't get past the point that it still feels self-serving, because it's still a personal computer. It's still the thing I work at every day, and it's the stuff I talk to you guys, talk to my friends, or play games on, and it's still just as much a personal device as it is a work device. And I don't want to feel like I'm asking you for money or taking advantage of you guys for something that is of personal nature. I hate Indiegogo and Kickstarter projects that are just very self-serving like that. I hate them, and I would hate to go down that route myself. So here comes the opinion section of the vlog. What do you guys think? Like, I know there's a lot of you out there, but not everyone watches the vlogs. A lot of people only watch for certain videos. I don't know if it would get enough attention. I don't know if people would be interested enough. I don't know what the reaction would be, considering I'm a toy collector asking for more money. Which doesn't even sound good, even when I explain it and justify it. So since you're the guys who would be involved, I am asking your opinion. If I go that route, it means, I'm still gonna put together a sale, and I don't know what the sale's gonna afford, but it'd just be nice to have some extra money right now. But if I put together an Indiegogo like that to upgrade my equipment, and put down stretch goals like new cameras and better lighting, that would be a good stretch goal. If I put down for all of that, for instance, how many do you think you would chip in? If I put up incentive goals like review requests and whatnot, would you be interested in that? Because honestly, I don't have much money. Obviously, I don't have much money if I'm thinking of this. So, it's not like I can send out anything or whatnot for incentive goals or anything. So, just leave it in the comments. Tell me what you think, if you would support that or whatnot. It's still just a consideration. If I can put together like if I can put together a sales list of like 200 things to sell off and make an honest go at affording it myself, I would rather do it that way. I'd rather earn it on my own, and in a way where you guys are still sending me money, but you're getting something physical out of it, I want that's a little bit more honest to me, I guess, rather than selling videos. They're just, if I had to, fine. Basically, I'm just looking for alternatives to where I can get you, I can get back to TJTV and I can get you better videos, within the next month or two, rather than 10 months from now. because that's one of those things where who knows what will be going on, who knows what crisis or anything will come up in that time. You know, you never know. 10 months from now, a computer might be the last thing on my mind. There might be far more important things to deal with. So, it's one of those where I'm looking for a shortcut is what I'm looking for. And I'm drinking from this. I'm not letting go of this because I've already recorded this vlog once. I forgot to talk about the Mighty Number 9 stuff. This is my second go of recording this, and my throat is raw. So that's basically it. Yeah, big expensive memories coming out. Extremely cool Kickstarter out there already. And what would you think if I put on one? Would you guys be willing to help me do that if I were to, basically sell specific requests and promotions and yada 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 yada. Beyond that, I've got a lot to get back to now. I want to make sure I get a Plastic Addict out sometime this month. There's a few bigger things I want to review, and I want to get out a lot of videos this month. I really want to just kind of hunker down and produce between MetroCon and some import stuff I've got, some domestic stuff I've got. I really want to just kind of get it, I kind of want to machine through this month. So hopefully I've got a lot on the way. I also thought, I keep thinking of little side projects. Can I do something different? Can I do something video game based? My 25 favorite video games, and we'll do it kind of like Toycember, where it's a one-a-day thing. Or, no, I don't know. I thought of doing a Megaman retrospective, because I really want to talk some Megaman. It's because it's one of those games series I'm just really passionate about. I really want to talk about, especially now that we have a spiritual successor to Mega Man on the way. So, let me know what you think. Would you be interested in watching either of those, a video game project from me? More importantly, what would you think of the Indiegogo? Because if the donate button got me $11, I don't want to embarrass myself and go, ugh. So there's this Indiegogo. After 29 days, I've got enough for an extra large pizza. I don't know. So, let me know what you think. Keep an eye out. The sales video is going to come hopefully soon, and who knows? I'm in one of those moods where who knows what's going to come down the line review-wise from me. So, keep an eye out. Take care, guys.